7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball. Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune into On the Ball, a weekly tour show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. I am Troy Bif Mills, your host, and I'm hoping that we're going to have a very informative, a very educational 2-hour program. And apology for starting a little tardy. I had to sort out a little things in the back and not technical. So we're here now. And we are going to be having two guests. We are to have the St. Kitts and Nevis Amateur Basketball Association. They had the junior league that started some time ago and the senior league that kicked off. Boy, when you talk about sponsors, boy, I'm proud of those guys, man, with the amount of sponsorship they have had, or they have, let me put it, for this championship. And I'm really glad. I really like when it comes to sponsorship. I know how critical it is for sponsors to be on board with programs, and I really appreciate it, and I thank all the sponsors. But they're going to tell us all about that. And then we're going to have the Easter Monday. No, let me be correct. We're going to have the Basil Henderson, Zach Nesbitt Easter Monday games, activities down at the ferry terminal on Easter Monday, God's Spear. And Easter Monday, when is Easter Monday again? It's the first Monday next month, God's Spear. That is like what, the 4th? No, Easter Monday is the 7th. No, the 6th. Good Friday is the 3rd of April. Easter Monday is the 6th of April. So they're going to have this thing, and it's in honor of one Basil Henderson, the founder. I think he founded the 4-H here in St. Kitts and Nevis, but the work he did starting it, and then Zach Nesbitt would have continued. And so they're renaming it in his honor, which is an excellent idea, tremendous idea. I support that 100%. I encourage everybody to go out, but they're going to be here at about 8 o'clock to tell us about it. But we have all kind of things. We have football, we have basketball, do we have netball? Yes, we have something there in netball somewhere. We have cricket. West Indies is going to be playing Australia. West Indies is going to be playing Australia starting the 19th down in the Windwards. And then they're coming here now. But we're going to talk about that. And but before we go into the program, let me big up our some persons who normally listen to the program and who confuse me if I ain't big them up, shout them up. Starting with the lovely Annie Ann from over in Taba. Would you believe John Samuel, a friend of mine who's heavily into sports? He's a commentator, any kind of sport. He is the man in charge of Duckworth Lewis when it comes to cricket. I don't know him to ever play any sport, I think he got maybe, people have said 2 left foot. Maybe, I don't know if he got 2 left foot or not. Maybe he got 1 left foot. I don't know. And maybe he played and I just don't know. But he mother into more sports than him. So maybe that's where he gets sports thing from. I don't know. But Annie Ann, good evening. Good evening. How are you? Welcome. And thank you for listening. And who else we have? We have, coming this side, we have Anna Hull over there in Keon. She'll tune in. Larnett Somerset in Green Valley. She tunes in. And Griffin, what's his name? I can't forget. Is it something Griffin or Griffin something? That's the better half or the better 3/4 for Larnett. So good evening, Griffin. Thank you for listening. And we coming in and we go up there, Manchester Avenue. I think that's what she tell me. Big up to Evie Morris Phillip. Evie's, up to now, me ain't get that sorted out. Evie Phillip Morris or Evie Morris Phillip. But all of them belongs to her. That's the blind lady up by back on the other side, the back to the shop. Good evening, Evie. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. And who we have in Bastille? Jam Down. We have Jam Down in Bastille. We have Curtis Cook. And going over to Nevis, the whole of Brown Hill, all of Brown Hill tuning. Hey, Brown Hill, good evening. How you guys doing? Why, a big move in track and field in Nevis. Well, I didn't mention we have track and field, but yes, we got track and field. And we're going to start there. We already have it queued up. As soon as we finish the introduction, we're going to go straight there. I guess what's to be here already. Haven't seen, he's running late. And I don't remember seeing something from him to say he's unable to make it as yet. But we're going to hear, and we have enough to go through without him, even if he doesn't show, because he did say he was running a tight schedule and with the basketball. So we have John Palmer, Montezuma over the mayor. Is it the mayor or the governor of Mansion? Well, the two of them, I don't know if the mayor could be governor could be mayor, but all of them suits him. He's the man who runs things in Mansion. So, hey, Montezuma, good evening. How are you, sir? And who else we have, boy? We got a lot of people. But anyway, I'm going to really have to put a list together, committing them to memory. Maybe again a 5.5 out of 10, but we're going to do it. But now, Tito, yes, Montclair Samuel up in Canada. Why, I can't forget the man, Shucks, boy, talking about Canada. Yes, he's from inner city. A good friend of mine, Tito. A very good volleyballer. And he played a little cricket. I don't know how good he was really. Yeah? I think I was umpiring when he started. And talking about umpiring, the St. Kitts Cricket Umpires and Scorers Association, the New Umpires Association, New Umpires and Scorers Association, the only one of its kind in St. Kitts and Nevis. We are still working on formalizing the association. We're working on the constitution, and it's taking a little time because we don't want it to be any combi-nambi constitution. When we finish with the constitution and the code of conduct, code of ethics, they are going to be not role models, where people would want to follow them and the design of them, etc., and the content, the topics. We want it to be something of real substance, real substance that could stand the test of time, stand the test of any executive, any member, and it will be a model constitution, we're hoping. And we are working on that, and once we have that, we're going to have a general meeting, ratify it, and then we're going to go. And I could tell you this much, our numbers are up. Is it 30, 33, 35? I think it's 35
members who said, yes, we are members. We haven't been formalized yet, but count us in, put a check by us, a tick. We are members of the SCUSA. That's the acronym. SKCUSA, SCUSA, the St. Kitts Cricket Umpires and Scores Association. And that's 35 people who said yes. There are some 11 people who said, boy, Biff, we want to see what you guys coming with first before. We sound good, we want to be a part, but before we commit ourselves, let's come to the meeting and see what you're saying and hear what you're saying and things like that, even though, yes, we believe you're going to be good, and that is okay. We don't have a problem with that. We have 11. So we have the potential from the word go, the start, to have 46, 35, and 11. That's 46 members. 46 members. Could you imagine that? And umpires, and this is both umpires and scores. Well, I lie. Yes, it having umpires. Yes, it having scores. But there are persons who want to be a part, to assist, just to be a part of it, to be administrators, anything. We are not stopping anybody. If you just want to join to be a part of it, SCUSA, you can be a part of that. We don't have a problem at all. And there are some numbers, actually. You could call Troy Bif Mills, 668-2055. That's my flow number. Or you can call me on 765, what's my number? 765-1100. 765-1100. You can call me on that number. Or there's a gentleman by the name of Rudolph Rudy Watley. His number is 663-2988. Rudolph Rudy Watley, 663-2988. You can contact him, and he lives, where does he live? Up at the place. What the place called? St. Peter's? No, not New Road. He lives at New Road. So you can also call him. And then there's a third person you could call, a gentleman by the name of Early Nisbet, a.k.a. Bill. He is from St. Peter's, and he affiliated with the St. Peter's Development Bank, St. Peter's Football Club. Boy, a lot of politics happening there with that, yeah. And we're going to touch that. A lot of politics, a lot of drama, all kind of things happening we're talking about, yeah. And all kind of things have to happen for certain other things to happen. We're going to touch that because that is critical. But Bill, his number is 6690339. That's Bill. And the St. Kitts Cricket Association, they had a double wicket competition on the weekend gone. Boy, I had some fun. They tweeted it. They had 6 clubs participated, and one of the clubs had 2 teams. So there were 7 teams, so to speak, participating. You had, well, I'm going to get to that a little later. And the SCUSA, we were the umpires for that association, for that competition. SCUSA, we were the umpires for that association. And we really enjoyed it. We had something like, how many umpires it was? 6 umpires on show. And we had 3 qualified umpires. We have 5 qualified umpires in our association. Well, let me start back. There are 8 qualified cricket umpires in St. Kitts. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. How do you say 8 in French? Wheat. We are wheat in French. The other association, the other umpire association, they have 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we have SCUSA, we have 5. We have 5. How do you say 5 in French, boy? And could you imagine I pass French? And I can 1, 2, 3, 4. Song? Yes, song is 5. So they have 3. They have 3, and we have 5. So we're starting in a much better place. Plus, they have 6 members, a half a dozen. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 and 6. I'm missing one. Say 6. They have 6. We have 35. Remember I said we have 35 with the potential to get 41. And we ain't gone in the schools yet, you know. We ain't talked to the head teachers in the schools yet to get people who like cricket and can't play and ain't going to make the cricket team that even to save their life. Well, I didn't mean it that way. But you know, they just won't be good enough to play. So we're going to give them a pathway to contribute to the cricket via umpiring and scoring and it's males, females, boys, girls, any age. If you're 80-something, if you're 90-something, if you're 100 plus, and you want to be involved in umpiring, scoring, or just be a part of us, give us a call. And where were we now? Oh yes, we have the track and field lineup. We got Curtis Morton in Nevis. Curtis Morton Jr., I think it is, in Nevis. He has been doing an excellent job. Anywhere he goes, he does video and audio. I think he works for a radio station, TV station in Nevis. And he was recognized by the Nevis Island Assembly for the work he has been doing in sports journalism, video, and not every single day, weekdays, 5 days a week, he produces a podcast and some news items. I forget what he calls it. I'm going to tell you in a minute what he calls it. Sports page. Calls it the sports page, where he sends out different things nationally, regionally, and internationally. And I thank him for it because he's our eyes and ears on the ground. On the ball, he's our eyes and ears on the ground in Nevis. So Curtis, thank you very much for the work you're doing. So I'm thinking my producer, he's ready for me, and he's going to start with running that program. And we're going to play it just about most of all, if not all, because it is very important, and I'm very proud of the youngster. So let us go to, and it's an audio. So it's an audio.
Athletic Stadium. It was a story in athletics. On Thursday, 12th March, a brief but impressive ceremony was held at the Nevis Athletic Stadium. It was an official to Jamaica for a 3 months training. March, a brief but impressive ceremony was held at the Nevis Athletic Stadium. It was an official send-off for star athlete Kamali Newton as he prepares to journey to Jamaica for a 3 months training stint with the Racers Track Club under the guidance of renowned coach Glenn Mills. The ceremony was ably chaired by a long-serving coach at the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School and a member of the Over-the-Top Track and Field Club, Adelvin Phillip.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. All right, we are the Over the Top Track and Field Club, along with the Curvin Wallace Academy. And this afternoon, we are here for a great venture to see off KJ. He'll be going off to Jamaica, to the Racers Club. So my job here this afternoon is pretty easy. And I'm going to introduce the founder and the president and the head of the club, Mr. Curvin Wallace, to share some remarks. So I'm going to now call Mr. Wallace.
And good afternoon again to everybody, and Curtis is a real honor and a pleasure to be here. It's kind of emotional. I'm trying my best not to be too softy, but the reason why it's emotional because I remember when I used to train under Mr. Glenn Mills a lot of years ago, back in the day with Kim Collins myself, back in 1995, 1996. And I know he's a very good coach, and he's considered to be one of the best coach on the planet. So Kamali is going to be training under his watch in the next few days. He'll be leaving on Friday, and we're just here to wish him all the best and congratulate him. And we're going to say thanks to some people that has made this a possibility. So before I get all into that, I don't know if you want me to do that now or, well, let me just go ahead and say, let's say thanks to God, of course, for this opportunity. You see the tears coming down, sorry. Right, so I want to say thanks to God, of course, and then I want to say thanks to the Ministry of Education and Sports under Troy Bif. I want to say thanks to Over the Top Track and Field Club. Of course, we came and we put together a little package to help him get to Jamaica. And of course, the Ministry of Youth and Sports and Education would be financing most of the trip in terms of his accommodation and meals and so forth. I want to say thanks to St. Kitts and Nevis Athletics Association and SKNOC as well. And of course, I want to say thanks to the general public. Mr. Philip Adelvin, he went, as we say, not begging, but seeking sponsorship and donation from other stakeholders and friends and relatives and so forth. And we came up with some some donations that we're going to give to KJ to help with his spending money. Of course, he's going to have personal needs and so forth. And we want to say thanks to everybody who's been a source of inspiration to him. His coaches, myself, Delvin, and Jeffrey Lewis, and all the other coaches, because one of the things in Nevis, we try to encourage each of the athletes, because when it comes down to it, it's not just about us. It's about the whole aspect of sports and track and field in general, because we not just want to see KJ alone. We want to see everybody who is here eventually going off to train and to college from the other clubs. We want to see them doing the same thing. And of course, Carifla is coming up, and this is one of the first time we're going to see like more than 5 people qualify from Nevis. We have like almost 12 athletes from Nevis qualifying already, and we want to see more of that and eventually move on to the higher level. Of course, we know his mom is his biggest support, my sister, and we all know, everybody know Kai, who is coming up behind, and we have some very good athletes here, the younger ones coming up. We are hoping to see them accelerate to the next level. So I just want to say thanks to everybody, and my heart is overjoyed because Nevis has not had another male Olympian since myself, and somebody who made it to the World Championships. We know we had some good athletes, and we have some good athletes, but we are hoping KJ would take the mantle and go out there and do what he has to do and focus and be the next Olympian and become a world-class athlete eventually. So we're hoping all that will happen.
How long would this stint be?
All right, so he's scheduled to travel on Monday, and he should be in Jamaica for approximately 3 months and a week or so. And he'll be there training and get some competition while he's there, because normally Jamaica would have meets on the weekends and stuff. So he'll be getting some competition while he's there, and we're hoping that as he competes, he will improve more and more. So he should be returning sometime in June, hopefully.
As we continue this little ceremony, I just want to call a fellow coach, Vice Quilly, to share some remarks from another point of view from another club.
Plus he went to Jamaica.
Also, he trained under Glen Mills as well, so this is another athlete, so I guess he can give some tips of what to expect from Glen Mills.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm just here on behalf of the Martyrs Track Club, to wish KJ the best in Jamaica. Based off my experience in Jamaica, I know he's going to go out there, improve, and do wonders for St. Kitts and Nevis. KJ, on behalf of the Martyrs Track Club, I just want to wish you well. And also, hopefully he can use this opportunity as a stepping stone, not only for him, but open windows of opportunity for the youngsters that are coming through. Thank you.
All right. So we heard it from Mr. Quilly, and we're going to hear some words from his mother, Shamaya. I know I caught her off guard, but just something short.
3, 2, 1, 2.
Good afternoon. My name is Shamaya. I'm the mother of Kabali. And I just want to say I am very grateful, thankful for all the help. And, oh my God. I just want to thank everybody, general public, those who sponsor, those who help KJ in this journey. I mean, KJ, he's a very good athlete, and and I want to wish him all the best.
So since KJ is here next to his mom, we're just going to pass the mic straight to KJ.
Good afternoon again. First of all, I want to thank God for being here with us, and I want to thank God for giving me this opportunity to be able to be an athlete, to be a track and field athlete. And I also want to thank God for giving me the opportunity to go to Jamaica, go train with one of the best coaches as well. I want to thank all the sponsors, my coaches, Corbin Wallace, Devin Phillip and Jeffrey Lewis, and other coaches who helped me in the past. I want to thank the sponsor, sports department, and everybody who St. Kitts Athletics Association, and also my teammates. I just want to thank them. They helped me be the athlete I am today as well. Just want to thank everybody, and I won't disappoint. Thanks.
All right, so since Mr. Wallace started the ball rolling with the sponsors, I'm just going to continue. I could even start over. So we had Sinkers Athletics coming on board. We had A1 Farms. We had NIA. We had Saga Shipping. We had Tranquil Designs. And we had My School. I have to say My School. EPPS coming on board. The principal just drop off a little thing that's so. So yeah, and we had Bulls Gym, that's UT. And then we had Adzil and the boys from Craddock Road. All right. So we don't want to miss anyone. But there were some others, and we will name them in the future. He's there for 3 months. So yeah. So we just want to say thank you, everybody. Can we say thank you? Thank you. I don't know if his brother want to say a short, quick thing.
Afternoon, everybody. My name is Kaiman Newton, the brother of Kamali Newton. I just want to wish him all the best, and he stay in Jamaica for training. I wish him all the best and do better.
All right, so thank you for coming. Everybody, can we give 3 cheers for KJ? KJ, hooray! Hooray! Hip hip! Hip hip!
I'm Curtis. We cannot leave without saying thanks to you. You never disappoint us. No matter what time we call, you always come. So we want to say thanks to you. And if you're not a subscriber of his channel, I want you to subscribe to his channel and be a member.
Sports Menu,
Curtis Menu. Thank you.
That's our package for today. I am Curtis Morton, wishing you a really wonderful day.
Leave without saying thanks to you. You never disappoint.
Quill Designs, and we had My School. I have to say My School. EPPS coming on board. The principal just drop off a little thing that's so. So yeah, and we had Bulls Gym, that's UT, and then we had Adzil and the boys from Craddock Road. All right, so we don't want to miss anyone. But there were some others, and we will name them in the future. He's there for 3 months, so. Yeah, so we just want to say thank you, everybody. Can we say thank you? I don't know if his brother want to say a short, quick thing.
Tears of joy, extreme joy. And I'm getting kind of emotional just thinking about it. I don't know KJ, and but I'm so proud.
Afternoon, everybody. My name is Kaiman Newton, the brother of Kamali Newton. I just want to wish him all the best, and he stay in Jamaica for training. I wish him all the best and do better.
That was a bit of track and field, and we're coming down to the track and field.
All right, so thank you for coming. Everybody, can we give 3 cheers for KJ? KJ, hooray!
They had the
hooray! Hip hip! Hip hip!
I'm Curtis. We cannot leave without saying thanks to you. You never disappoint us. No matter what time we call, you always come. So we want to say thanks to you. And if you're not a subscriber of his channel, I want you to subscribe to his channel and be a member. Sports Menu, Curtis Menu. Thank you.
That's our package for today. I am Curtis Morton, wishing you a really wonderful day.
I think they should change the name to the SEMS Inter-High School Championship. Of course, I'm only kidding. That's a late moment. Why? They've had the championship for something like 40-something years. And SEMS, they have won it 20-something years, 26, 27 times out of the 40-something years. And on 2 occasions, they have won it 8 consecutive years. 8 Pete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let me try French again. On the 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looked like I'm better in French. I did French, Spanish in second form in high school. And that was when that was by. That was 1977, yeah. 77, I was in second form. That make me sound like a real old, ain't it? But I carrying some age with me. And I actually did French O-level. They told me I failed it. I did it. No, I lie. They didn't tell me I failed it. Yeah, no. They told me I failed it. I did it over the January with London. They couldn't find me paper. And then I had to do it over again in the summer and I passed. So though I passed French, I believe I'm a little better with the Spanish than French. But anyway, KJ, congratulations to you. I'm really proud. And the track and field, we're talking about SEMS. SEMS, they have won it 8 straight, twice. 8 straight some years ago. And right now, they are the 8th defending champions. They've won it for the last 8 years. It's not Virgin Territory because they won it 8 times before. But Virgin Territory coming up now, they're going for 9 straight, 9-peat. And somebody tell me they're actually aiming for 10, but 9 come before 10. So they got to win it this year before they could win it next year. And obviously, all the schools want to stop them for various reasons. But they believe that they have a strong team and they're going to win it again. They're going to go 9th straight. And I don't know if it's going to happen, really. We have to wait and see. The thing about it, in my humble view, when we have one team winning championships over and over, to me, in my view, it is suggesting that the standard isn't quite rising. Because if you're going to have a team all the way up here for how many years and you're down here and nobody could catch up, and because we're talking 8 years straight, it is suggesting to me that the standard is really improving. Maybe it is. But maybe it's improving like this. The number one go up 2 notches, everybody else come up 2 notches, and the gap remains the same. And the similar thing I have been saying, and this is no bias, no prejudice to Sandy Point High School, now SEMS, Charles E. Mills Secondary School, because even with Rams Hitters basketball team, they won the championship like 19 times, and I don't think they won it 19 straight. But they had it like 11, 12, 13 straight. And I was saying the same thing. It is suggesting that the basketball standard isn't rising. But I don't know. That's a different kettle of fish. But I'll tell you what. Let us hear from football. And this is a report from Andre Huey, the media consultant for the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association, the SKNFA. He's reporting on round 15 that happened on the weekend past. And boy, I tell you a lot of drama, you know. And a former Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, he said it. And I need to try and get the original. Who in? Stop in. Anybody out there with the original for the former Prime Minister sending that, please WhatsApp it to me, 668-2055 or 765-1100. My 2 WhatsApp up and running now. Who in? Stop in. And I could tell you, it look like some of them teams ain't hearing them, especially St. Paul's. They in, they out. They're playing on the river, on the bank. St. Paul's were in, they were out. They out now. Village were in, they out now. Who in now? Keon in. Keon and who? Keon in, St. Peter's in. Well, we ain't talking about Old Road and Newtown. They ain't in, they set. They ain't in. It's very unlikely. Well, your name done in Dungan semi-finals, which is the final 4. Old Road. That's Virgin Territory for them, eh? Newtown, kind of Virgin Territory, you know, because they haven't been here for the last 20 years or so. But they kind of, I think they want 1 more point maybe to be completely in. So they on the tip, just going in. So maybe they eat. Well, no, they ain't slipping out. Village and Keon and St. Peter's, they in and they out and they slipping in and they slipping out and they slipping in and they slipping out. But right now, the 2 of them in. St. Paul's was in, but they out now. But he got a few more games. But let's go to Andre Huey as he tells us what has been happening for the last weekend, round 15 in the Premiership.
Record and go the rest of the season unbeaten.
You have a team, and if something is not wrong, why try to fix it, you know? And so it's gonna definitely come down to the last. Like I said to my guys after our game, they're gonna get one more attempt out there. That is the guys who have been going all season. They're gonna get one more time out there, and then come the final 3 games, and we're gonna be seeing a different outlook. But it's gonna be the same message, regardless of who we put on the pitch, who could withstand any pressure, and we just gotta to go from strength to strength, like we say, and build going into the Final Four. Yes, we have been the first team to qualify for the four, but we don't want to take that for granted. We have not accomplished anything as yet, and it's like I told my guys, every time you set your feet on the pitch, just think about we are on zero. We just starting the season, and we need points. We need points if we are going to make the Final Four.
Earlier in the day, Rams Village Superstars strengthened their playoff push with a convincing 3-0 win over St. Kitts Concrete Masters Sandy Point. Village took a 1-0 lead into halftime after Carlos Bertie struck in the 37th minute. They added to their advantage late in the match with Tyran Hanley scoring in the 81st minute before Bernal Hobson put the result beyond a doubt with a goal in stoppage time in the 94th minute. In the evening's earlier encounter, TGE Debe Eagles held off a fight back from Sol Island Autosplice Connery to win an exciting 3-2 victory. The Eagles stormed out the gate with 3 first-half goals. Jamar Johnson opened the scoring in the 5th minute, Ronaldo Matthew doubled the lead in the 26th minute, and DeAndre Challenger made it 3-0 in the 30th minute. Connery responded through Tijani Fai just before halftime in the 41st minute, and he added a second in stoppage time in the 90th plus 1 minute, but the Eagles held firm to secure the win. On Sunday, March 15th at the National Bank Group Technical Center, the goals continued to flow. Azul Keon Rockets delivered a dominant performance in a 4-0 win over Tropical Blossom Hot Spring Bath United. Ronald Williams opened the scoring in the 15th minute. Jabez Dorset followed just 4 minutes later in the 19th minute before Karik Knight struck twice in quick succession in the 39th and 41st minutes to complete the rout. The final match on the weekend, Development Bank St. Peter's FC produced a strong performance to upset defending champions SL Horses St. Paul's United 3-0. Rainier Harris gave St. Peter's an early lead in the 7th minute. Taekwon Terrell extended the advantage shortly after halftime in the 48th minute, and Raheem Davis sealed the win with a late strike in the 88th minute.
Thank you very much, Andre Huey, for giving us that information. And, well, boy, it's really interesting what is happening there with the football. And, well, boy, First Division and the way name, a lot of drama. And I'm just going to give you how this points system playing out. Let's start with the Premier League. After round 15, and just to recap, Village beat Sandy Point 3-0. Debe beat Connery 3-2. Is that an upset or is it not an upset? I think that there could be strong arguments on both sides. Why? Connery, they were in third. And they've been slipping, sliding. They reached down to where they are now, 7th. They've been on 15 points like for forever, you know. And in 7th, they're only 5 points away from Debe in 8th. And Debe, they are 4 points above the relegation zone. Well, let me go through the points and then come back to this. Old Road beat at a clash at the top, the battle of the top. Old Road beat Newtown 3-1, putting them in a place, letting them know who is the boss, so to speak. Keon beat Bath 4-0. St. Peter's, this perhaps is an upset. Maybe, I don't know. St. Peter's beat the defending back-to-back champions 3-0, St. Paul's. And that put a dent in the spokes. Now, after all them matches on the weekend, let us look at the point system. Bath United in the cellar position. Play 1, win, play 15. All the teams play 15 matches. Bath win 1, draw 3, lose 11. They're on 6 points, half a dozen points. Sandy Point, I better give them the full name. Tropical Blossoms Hot Springs Bath United. And there we have St. Kitts Concrete Masters Sandy Point. The same thing, win 1, draw 3, lose 11. The same 6 points. However, there are 4 goals better in the goal difference column. Sandy Point, they've scored 8, given up 33. Their goal difference is negative 25. Bath, on the other hand, they've scored 14, but they've given up 43. So their goal difference is minus 29. Remember, minus and negative, same thing. So minus 25 versus minus 29, or negative 25 versus negative 29. Right now, those are the two teams heading for relegation, heading back to first division to play football all around the country. I'm not saying it's going to happen, man. They have 3 games to fix that. I don't know if they could fix it. 3 games, they win all 3. They get 3 3s and 9. They go to 15 points. Connery and 15. So if Connery got to lose all the matches miserably, and Sandy Point and Bath win all the matches handsomely, they'll reach to 15, and Connery stay on 15, goal difference coming, and somewhere in there, they're in 8. They've won 3, drawn 1, lost 11. They're in double figures, just on double figures, 10. So they are 4 points above relegation zone and 5 points behind the team above them. So if all these 3 teams win all the matches and Connery lose all the rest and lose badly, Connery could end up getting relegated, and going to play football all around the country and in Nevis. Not that playing football in Nevis is a bad thing, but if Bath go first division, they go in Nevis to play. So I think, in all fairness, there are 3.5 teams with relegation issues. Connery is the half a team. Connery only need 1 point to be safe. Why? Sandy Point and Bath. If they win the 3 matches, that's 9 points. Then 6, that's 15. They could only reach 15. They're on 10. They have 3 more matches to play, so they have 9 points available. They too, once they reach, any team reach 16 safe. Once they and Connery reach 16 or more points, dog dead with Sandy Point and Bath. Bye-bye, see you later, alligator, adios amigos, and all those things. Village, Rams Village Superstars, the FA Cup champions, and the FA Cup starting just now, and the President Cup champions. They were up in 3rd, at a point, but they find themselves down in 6th now, and perhaps out of contention. No, they're still in things for the Final 4. Win 7, draw 3, lose 5. That's Village. They're on 22 points. They're not into relegation thing. They ain't bothering that because they're above 16 points. So they're in 6. Let's look at the top. The leaders all more than 43 points. So that puts them 21. Boy, that's a lot of points, boy. 21 points behind the leaders. But the leader thing right now ain't the worry and the concern. The concern right now is to getting in the Final 4. And talking about these tables, 4 things happening. 1, some teams currently in the Final 4 trying to stay into the Final 4, following the advice of a former Prime Minister who ain't stopping. 2, some teams who ain't in the Final 4 trying to get in the Final 4. 3, them teams in the relegation zone trying to get out of the relegation zone, and they really only have probably 1 more bite at the cherry. And 4, teams who ain't in, who flirting, as I say, with the final, with the relegation zone, just there and about. So that's definitely Depe and perhaps Connery flirting, and they're trying not to get into the relegation zone. So number 5 and 6 in the middle of nowhere, they can't go up, they can't go down. So, excuse me, that is Village. SL Horsford, St. Paul's United, the back-to-back champions. Oh, I didn't mention, Village had 2 points deducted from them for disciplinary sanctions in this thing they had at the President's Cup with the champions. They were the FA Cup champions. St. Paul's were the league champions, and the 2 of them play for the President's Cup. And boy, if you think that was bad, in the recently under 20 CONCACAF men's championship, boys championship, it was Anguilla versus Hawaii, Anguilla and Guyana. Shoo, that's literally whole team. I think we had like 12 red cards. Who got, I can't remember who got about 7, but like 12 red cards in the game. The whole team, the bench, everybody jumping, and it was really a ruckus and a focus. But anyway, St. Paul's, they started at -6. And, well, let me back up. After the incident, both teams were docked minus 9 points. Docked 9 points, so they started at minus 9. Something happened, and I need to find out what happened, why. But the minus 9 was changed to minus 6. So they say, hey, we ain't going to worry, take away 9 points from you. We're going to take away 6 from the two teams, Village and St. Paul's. But then Village appealed. I think Village said, but hold on, only one of we guy was fighting you. But you deduct 6 points for the whole team or whatever, but only one of we guy was fighting. So I think the committee looked at it and looked at the tapes and said, boy, yes, you make sense. And almost the whole of St. Paul's fighting. And so, yeah, okay. We're only going to take away 2 from you because you should have had some control on your player and all of that and all of them things. So then St. Paul's, they were docked 6 points. 6 points were deducted from them. And Village, they were docked 2 points. 2 points were deducted from them. So before the Premier League start, Village start with minus 2. St. Paul's start with minus 6. And Village got out and they got away and they reached up to third by St. Paul's. That's the heart of a champion. The heart of a lion. True champions. SL Hartsford St. Paul's United. They started, and hold on, don't take my word for it. Let me go to the stats. SL Hartsford's. They started with a bang, The first game they beat Keon 5-0. And where they are, the second game, they choked Development Bank St. Peter's in the eye. 1-0. So they went from, after the first round, they were seller position, they win 1 game, they win 2, so then with them back on 0 points. The third game, what happened? Newtown beat them 3-2. The fourth game, where are they? The fourth game, Village beat them 2-0. So now, boy, that's the 5th game, boy. So, Biff, when your mother send you to school, you should have learned go to school and stop playing. Let's start over. First game, St. Paul's beat Keon 5-0. Second game, St. Paul's beat St. Peter's 1-0. Third game, 100 Newtown beat St. Paul's 3-2. Fourth game, where are they? They choked Sandy Point a 1-0 in the eye. So they win 2, lose 2. That's St. Paul. And I think that's after the fourth game, they went from 10th position to 8th. Fifth game, where are they? Fifth game, Village get them 2-0. Sixth game, Old Road beat St. Paul's 2-1. Seventh game, they turn around, they beat Debe 2-1. Eighth game, they beat Bad 2-1. There's a saying, bang, bang who you could bang. And the ninth game, they gave Connery 2-0. That was the end of the first round. So the second round, which is the 10th game, where are they? They gave Connery 5-1. So it's like them Connery fathers, That's the 10th game. The 11th game, they give Keon 1-0. The 12th game, where are they with the 12th game? I'm looking for you. The 12th game, they beat Newtown 2-0. So that means they're Newtown fathers by. The 13th game, they give Bad 3-0. The 14th game, they were on a roll, The 14th game, they beat Sandy Point 2-1. And the 15th game, that's the last game, they just lose that to, who it is beat them again by? St. Peter's beat them 3-0. So St. Paul's been on a roll, and they've crept, they've crawled, they've dogged, they've what else? They've pulled themselves up. So you had creep, you have crawl, pull, inched. They've inched, they were up to the 3rd position. They were 3rd the week before, but after round 15, they dropped down to 5th. So they slip out of the final, the 4. 10 victories, 5 losses. They're on 24 points. 2 points ahead of Village and 1 point behind 2 teams, St. Peter's and Keon. St. Paul's got 24 points. They're in 5th. Hear this now, no? Keon on 25 points. 2 teams on 25. Keon, the second team, winning 8, losing 1. Winning 8, drawing 1, losing 6. 25 points. St. Peter's, they're in third, and they've been up there before. They reached down to 6, and they climb back up, call back up. St. Peter's winning 7, drawing 4, losing 4. They're on 25 points, but they have a better goal difference than Keon. Keon, they've scored 27, giving up 22. So their goal difference is positive 5. St. Peter's, they've put 33 bulges in the old onion bag. And they have had 26 bulges put in their old onion bag. So their goal difference is 7. Plus 7. And again, plus 7 and positive 7, same thing. Just like minus 3 and negative 3, the same thing. Plus 7, positive 7, the same thing. So St. Peter's, plus 7, Keon, positive 7. So this is where the politics in, eh? Village, 3 matches left. They could reach 31 points. Newtown in second and 31 points. So, and Newtown, they have a goal difference of plus 16. If Newtown lose all the matches and lose miserably, Village could jump up to second, yeah. And Newtown could slide downwards, that is. So Newtown only want 1 point, 1 more point to be safe. No, a lie. That's Village in 6 and 22 points. They could reach 31 points. St. Paul's in 5th with 3 matches left. They could reach 33 points. So Village need 34 points to be safe. Village needs 34 points, not Village. Newtown needs 34 points to be safe. So Newtown got to beat somebody. But hold on, let's go to this table. Who Newtown got to play? Newtown playing, whoa boy. Number 2 playing number 3, Saturday the 24th, 4 p.m. Honda Newtown United versus Development Bank St. Peter's. Newtown wants to beat the match, they're safe. And St. Peter's 1 points bad, you know. Dealing with Newtown. Then Newtown have Connery to play. Sol Island Otto Connery. By the way, Newtown playing, you know, I think the pundits gonna believe that Newtown don't count them 3 points, eh? And who Newtown playing last? Azul K&R Rockets, boy. They might win that, I don't know, but that ain't gonna be an easy match. So I think Newtown don't look at them 3 matches and don't start celebrating because they believe they don't have the 3 points from, what is team here name? Connery. I believe they don't have the 3 points from Connery. But, hey, talk is cheap. Whiskey costs money. I could bang my mouth and say what I want, eh? But in so you go. Is what happened on the pitch, what happened on the day. And so that's Newtown. Oh, boy, I needed to start with the Village. Boy, before you're doing, boy, let's go with Village and see how Village chances are accumulating points. Where are you, Village? Oh, yes. On Sunday, 22nd, 6 p.m., Sol Island Otto Connery, struggling team who desperately want at least, did I say 1 point? They're coming up against Rams Village Superstars. So that's Village first match. Well, let's say first of 3 left. The penultimate or second to last. Whoa! Village playing St. Paul's, boy. Saturday the 4th. That's Easter Saturday. That is a must-win team, a must-win match for both teams. And we're going to come to St. Paul's. So I don't know which way that mine. But how we went first round, eh? Who beat who? I think St. Paul's beat Village first round. Or did Village beat them? St. Paul's, I mentioned it earlier in a bit. Let's start at the beginning. Let's look for St. Paul's. St. Paul's 5-0 over Keon. St. Paul's 1-0 over St. Peter's. St. Paul's lose 3-2 to Newtown. St. Paul's beat Sandy Point 1-0. St. Paul's, I'm still looking. Oh, Village beat them 2-0 first round. So Village believe they could bang them again, you know. But St. Paul's coming with fire in the eye. I don't really know what happened to St. Paul's the last match where they get an easy 3, eh? Somebody said they went partying and sports there and some kind of something, but that's hearsay. So then St. Paul's and Village. Now the last match for Village is bad. Oh, yes. They're going to count. But let me stay here and pause and talk about Bath and talk about Oldwood. About 3 years ago, that's about 2022 or 2023. I think it's more 2023. I said big and bad and boasting. Biff was big and bad and boasting when Biff said in the next 3 years, either Bath or Oldwood are going to win the premiership. So that's 23, 24, 25, 26. That's so this year. So my prediction could come right there if Oldwood win. Why I said that? Because both teams were not only just improving, but improving at incredible rates in leaps and bounds. As a matter of fact, when Morris took over Oldwood was on the verge of going back down to first division. They were sliding and skidding down to first division. He put a halt to the skid, stopped them. And then the next year after, I think they win the FA Cup the next year, 2 years after. No, they're in the first position, unbeaten, the only team unbeaten for the year. So they are fulfilling my prediction. Bath, on the other hand, boy, Bath gone from up there to down there. When I asked what happened, the coach told me quite a few of the players went off to school, so they had to basically start from scratch. And I understand that. And I think 1 or 2 of the players may have gone to other teams. So Bath in a lot of problems. So who we say going to count them points from Bath in the last round? No, Village don't count them parts, them points. So we look at St. Paul's. We thought St. Paul's and the 3 games they have left. Date oh boy. St. Paul's got Date to play next round. And no doubt they don't count them, but Date coming back from a win, so I don't know how that one work. And then they have Village to play. And St. Paul's got, whoa! The last match in the second round, the last match of the regular season. St. Paul's versus Oldwood. Shoo, boy. And the first round, Oldwood banged them, ain't it? How much Oldwood give them first round? Was it 3 something? I can't remember how, but I'm checking. I'm checking St. Paul's and Oldwood first round. St. Paul's and Oldwood first round. St. Paul's and Oldwood. That's there. So if they're there, they're not there. Oldwood beat them in round 6. Oldwood beat them 2-1. And Oldwood, if it's one team got the tails on the back, it's Oldwood. Nobody beat them for the year. I'm going to come to them. So that match, St. Paul's. Whew. So who got the toughest last couple of games? Boy, I don't know, boy. I ain't hotting up my head with that. Let's go to Cairn now. Cairn, 2 points above, 1 point above St. Paul's, 2 points, 3 points above Village. And at this stage, nobody hotting up the head about, those teams ain't hotting up the head about leading. So, hold on, I need to get on my headset. My producer is saying something to me. Yes, okay, and my 8 o'clock guest is here. Well, my guest is here, I think it's the 8 o'clock. But he can come and have a seat so long. And while I finish up this, and I'll finish up this, and invite him in and let him have a seat there, Mr. Producer Tough House. So we are at Cairn. Cairn, 25 points. So who Cairn got to play? And let's look at them now. Cairn got St. Kitts Concrete Masters Sandy Point to play. That's their next round. I think Cairn don't count them 3 points. Then they have, who next? They have Development Bank St. Peter's. Well, I don't know. Maybe they count the points, but I don't know. But I think that is going to be one heck of a match. And I'm checking to see how Cairn did with St. Peter's in the first round. And where are we? Oh, St. Peter's beat them 2-1 in the first round. So they might be up against it for 2 reasons. 1, St. Peter's beat them 2-1 in the first round. And 2, St. Peter's just beat St. Paul's 3-0. And remember, Austin Deco Huggins, he is the current coach for St. Peter's. And he was the coach for St. Paul's when they were going on so bad way back when. So that's going to be a good game. So that's Keon, St. Peter's, and then Keon's last game is against, Newtown. Whew. I don't know how this thing going to go. So out of 9 points, I think Keon don't count 3 points easily. And I'm from Sandy Point, but hey, no disrespect. I'm calling it how I see it, how I believe, eh? And that's my job. And so that's Keon. Let's look at St. Peter's now in third and 25 points. And they told them 6 points behind Newtown. St. Peter's, who they have left to play? Newtown. Ouch. That's a big game. I don't know how that going. I can't call it one way or the other, but how that went first round. You know, got to go to first round. And it doesn't mean what happened first round will happen again, eh? But it's a mental thing. Keon and who it is? Keon and Newtown are looking for. Keon and Newtown. Keon and Newtown. Whoa. Newtown beat them 4-1 in the first round. 4-1. So Newtown coming with fire in the eyes. The tails on the back. They come in like big bad dogs barking for 2 reasons, eh? 1, they give them 4-1 in the first round. And 2, Newtown in second. What is stats? Win 10, draw 1, lose 4. They and 31 points. So Newtown going on like some real bad, hungry, bad dog that ain't get food for a long time. And now Newtown, who else they got to play? Connery. That's the second to the last match. I believe Newtown don't count them 3 points. But note I say I believe, eh? And I could say what I want. When it come to out there's a different kettle of fish. And the last, oh boy, it's a handsome match, you know. Newtown versus Keon in the last round. Sure, boy. And bear in mind, Newtown really only want 1 point to be absolutely safe. I believe they're safe on 31 already. But once they get to 32, nobody could catch them on 32. Now, the champions, we ain't got to say nothing about the champions because they're already into the semifinals. And the semifinals, that is the Super 4, eh? From the Super 4, the top 2 teams going on to play in the best of 3 finals. So that is the semifinal stage. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you see what I'm talking about when I say a lot of politics, a lot of drama. And that is the Premier Division. We got the same drama going on in the First Division, but my guest is here. We have to go to him. So I'll tell you what, let's take a break. Let me do some powdering and fix me rouge and me whatever, me lipstick and whatever you do during the break. So stick and stay, don't go away. We're going to take a short break and make sure my guest is comfortable and ready. And when we come back, we are going with the Easter Monday activities.
Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune in to On The Ball, a weekly talk show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On The Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball.
Welcome back to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. I am Troy Bif Mills, your host, and we've been talking about, what did we speak about so far? We spoke about football just now. We still got the first division to touch. We spoke about a little track and field. We got some cricket. I mentioned netball. I think we got something somewhere on netball. And golf. Zeke and his partner, they're somewhere down in Trinidad. And I really go pull Zeke over the coals. And ladies and gentlemen, please, when you have sporting information, sporting news, please WhatsApp me, 765-1100 or 668-2055. Send a voice note, and I play it live and direct. Because it isn't easy for us to be running down all national associations, getting information. It's like pulling teeth. And here at WINN FM, we are one of 2 radio stations in St. Kitts. One of 2 that has a 2-hour radio, sports radio show. WINN FM on the ball, WINN FM 98.9, every Tuesday 7 to 9 on the ball, a 2-hour sports show. And we are one of 2 stations in St. Kitts that carry sports news. WINN FM, we're the only radio station that carries sports news 7 days a week, Saturdays, Sundays, and public holidays. Let me back check that. I believe so, but I'll back check that. So, when you look at it, we are leading the others. WINN FM, one of 2 stations that have a 2-hour program. WINN FM, one of 2 stations that carry daily sports. So please send the information to us. I found out yesterday that there's a golf team down in Trinidad. And I'm going to have to give, what's his name, Zeke, some choice words. And I sent a message to say, Zeke, send me a voice note from down there, somewhat the better. Maybe I need to buy a ticket and go down there. But anyway, that's a different kettle of fish. Let's say good evening to my guests. Good evening, sir. Welcome to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9.
Good evening.
Man, you sound trim and proper and abrupt. Good evening. And could you tell our listeners, could you tell our viewers on Facebook and YouTube who you are?
Okay, once again, good evening. I'm Romain Belgove. I'm just one of a few members of a new committee that was formed recently to try and keep the Easter Monday aquatic sports activities going. So we're on the road right now to try to revive it and keep it going onwards.
That's wonderful. That's beautiful. The Easter Monday sports. Boy, that has been going on a long time, boy. Ever since I'm a small boy. I nearly said before my mother met my father. But how long has that really been going on?
I asked somebody a question and they don't seem to know the answer, but I'll probably try someone else. But I'm already 51 and I grew up knowing this event, so it's still...
It's an old little boy, 51?
I'm 51.
I thought you were a little boy, you look so young and things like that, boy.
51, 8th of October 1974.
Well, boy, and you're looking good. So keep it up, whatever you're doing, keep it up. I guess because out of the running and juve morning, you're pulling things up and down the place. And your tire, you have the 24-hour tire business still going up?
Not 20, I have a tire shop and I do roadside service, but it's not 24 hours. I operate sometimes in the night as well up to a certain time because I'm still employed at Solid Waste and my shift is mostly at nights.
Oh, okay. So
I'll go up to a certain time.
If me and a lady take a drive 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning somewhere about in some far out place and I get punctured, that means I can't call you.
Depends on how far you be.
Okay then, but let's get back to the Easter Monday. That has always been a tremendous event over the years. And from my observations, it has been tipping a little bit for the last few years.
Yeah.
So what did you and whoever decide, hey, let's come on board and try to strengthen it and revive it, for want of a better expression?
Well, I personally have been trying to get involved for a couple of years now, but I was not really getting any positive response and any headway, so I kind of took a step back. But last year now, myself and some other guys, in Michael Blake and Pepe Isaac, we decided the event is going down further and further, and before it's completely lost, we're going to try to revive it and keep it going in the future, because this is a traditional event. Like you said, you go up knowing it, I go up knowing it, and we just want to keep it going because it's something that it's stories. It's stories. The older ones know about the stories, and we want people to have stories to tell the future coming on. I won't be here forever. I'm hoping that God's spare, once everything goes well, we keep it going. We get it revived and keep it going. Somebody else or some other people come behind and keep it going as well, because we're not going to be here forever. So we just want to keep the tradition going per se. So we have a new committee, and we want to say thanks to Mr. Winston Zach Nisbet. He has been at the forefront for many, many years. After
Decades.
Mr. Basil Anderson, and he kept it going for some time. But his health is not the best right now. We won't really straight too much on that. But health-wise, he's not really in a position to deal with it per se. It's a heavy undertaking, and that is where we decided to try and revive it instead of just having him kill out himself and go all the way down, and then it just go to the dogs, and then you got to fight hard now to revive it.
From scratch,
So
yeah.
we want to keep it going before it actually reach too far to the ground. And we have a few events. We named it the Basil Henderson Zach Nisbet Easter Aquatic Sports. We put his name in it, and we, as we said before, we want to honor him properly. If we can get him down there, we're gonna try. We're not sure if he's gonna accept the invitation, but we want to honor him properly, give him an award and give him a special chair. We can look at the event and just take in all of his hard work that he has done in the past. Just this is the time now to sit and relax and enjoy looking at what you would have helped to create moving forward. So it's not a matter of nobody taking over or trying to push him aside or anything like that. We want to do it properly. With his cooperation, we will honor him properly and let him be recognized for all that he did in the past. So we're not just putting him aside, please. We don't want anybody to get that impression. We're not here for that. It's for the betterment of the event. We want to continue the event. As you from Sunny Point, you know, Sunny Point have the Juve on that same day. And over the years, people have been gravitating towards that because not much been happening down at the bay. After the ham and the swimming and so on, it basically goes there and nothing else really there to do, and people find other places to go. The vendors don't really make any money because nothing there. So as much as it's the aquatic sports, we have a lot of different items, a lot of sports that we want to do that will actually take place on the land. So we just want to have some more exciting games to help to bring it back where it was and to keep people there for the whole day. We want to keep an event for the whole day, for the whole family. You don't have to be any special age to come on out and enjoy this event. We have the traditional greasy pole for the ham over the water where the guys go and try to get the ham, and there's usually 2 hams attached to the pole, but you only could take one.
If I reach all the way up, I can't grab the 2 and go with the 2 man.
One is enough. You could take one and you could start all over and try to get the other one again, but I doubt that. So we have the ham, and then we have the swimming. Well, it is 2 greasy poles. The ham is the one over the water, and then we have the money that is tied on the vertical pole. Whoever reaches the money gets it, and one of the smallest contestants actually got that money last year. He put on a real good show, and everybody was just cheering him on. The older guys were waiting for him to slide off some of the grease so they could take advantage. But
strategy.
That didn't happen because even though he pulled off some of the grease, they still didn't manage to get up there before him. And I think his body size played a part in it because he was so small and nimble, and he just slid up the pole like nothing, and everybody started cheering. Yeah, and everybody started cheering him. There was a foreign couple on the stand sitting, and they actually gave some extra money to him when he got the money because they were so impressed. They just sat there in the chair and they had their beers because they didn't see anything like this before, and they were just passing by and they saw it and they just took a seat and they had their beers and everything, and they looked at the event and they were so impressed they gave him some extra money.
That's wonderful.
I'm not sure if they live here or they were just passing through, and if they're here still, and if they would be there again. But that just goes to show how far the event could go. It attracts other people. Yeah, it has a lot of potential, and we want to bring out all of that. So we have the vertical pole with the grease and the greasy ham pole.
Before you slip off of that, if you have 10, 15, 20 people, how many people want to go on it? Do you have to register and you call number one, number two?
Firstly, in the past, there was they would write their names in a book and they would pay $1 every time they go on a poll. They would pay $1. But as of Saturday, I was on the Saturday Mega Mix show with Ronnie Rascal and Monarch, and Rascal and his show decided to throw in a $200 towards that event. So instead of paying $1, the $200 will be for 200 tries.
Okay.
200 tries, you just come and you just go. If you think you could go, you just go. You don't have to pay any dollar. He personally donated that 200. He gave a pledge for that $200 to go towards the greasy pole.
So it's free now. It's like
yes, it's
free
basically
for the first 200 tries.
I don't think we're gonna use up that 200
that's,
tries.
That's the question I was gonna ask. After how many tries people normally get it? 10 tries. Well, collectively, 10 people going or one person going 5 times. After how many tries on it?
Sometimes the guys just to try to wipe off the grease. They don't really make any attempt. They just slide across and just try to take off as much of the grease as possible so they could go back and have a serious try at it. So you can't really count those as tries. It's just move some grease. But when they seriously buckle along and really try, we never really had 200 tries between the two events.
And how do they do it? Do they come with 10 different suits, so you put on a suit and you go, and when that greasy up, you take it off, put on a new suit?
Sometimes then guys come, they like 3 shirts and about 5 pants and long sleeve shirts, and they just try to, but we don't allow them to dab up in the sand and then go on the pole with the sand.
Oh, well, I was going to ask about the sanding.
That could be an advantage as well as a disadvantage because the sand is like sandpaper.
Yes, it could really scratch
when
up and
you
boot up.
begin sliding and the sand get onto your body, it could scrape up your body.
Yes.
I could tell you firsthand about that because that happened to me. I got my shin and my instep scrape off because I thought the sand would make it easier, but
you didn't.
I went up brown and I came off pink.
all the skin gone.
Yeah. And I found that when I went to the water. So we don't allow them to, well, in the past, they never allowed them to dab up with sand and everything. Okay. You just come. If you want to change your clothes and put on a fresh set, that's fine. But you're not allowed to dab up in the sand and then go on the pole because it's an advantage and disadvantage at the same time.
Which do you think is the easier one, the vertical or the horizontal?
The horizontal, the arm over the water.
That's the easier one.
Yeah, because you basically, you're sliding across. You just got to try to hold your balance and composure. But with the vertical one, the pole, I think, is a 4-inch pole they normally use. It's not easy to grab a vertical 4-inch pole like you're grabbing somebody in a headlock and push up yourself and push and pull. Because every time you think you push 2, you slide back down 3. So every 2 push up, the 3 slide back. And then you start to panic now and you start to try to slide. And when the panic starts to set in, that's where they just go wrong and they just let go and fall off.
And the energy you use to do it, you're going to get more and more tired as you go along.
Yeah, because like I said, I went before and I got a good way up and the crowd is something else. The crowd start boosting, yeah, go, and they start boosting me up and I reach close, I try to grab and I slide back down. And you could go one time or you could wait, but I felt that I reached so far, I would be making a way for somebody else to get it, so I didn't want that. So I said, no, I want me next try now. So I jumped back at it. I didn't even reach halfway next time because my shoulders are already spent.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of energy to go up there, and if you get too overzealous and try to go up, it ain't the best thing.
I can imagine the fun and the excitement.
It's fun, it's exciting, but I'll look on now and help with the organizing and look at those guys do it. My days of doing that.
From the organized point of view, how much money would be on the vertical pool?
Well, in the past years, it normally was about $350. So we're gonna try to see if we can match that, or if anybody else will be willing to add some more to it. So we want to try to get at least. I know over the years it's been about $350.
$350. I thought it was about $100, boy. That was sometime way back, maybe when it started.
It's been the whole time because I personally spoke to people who donated money and they told me about how much they gave. So I know it was about that much.
Wow.
So it's good money for
for the effort.
sport, because it takes a lot.
That's almost a week's pay. So what are other events you have happening?
Yeah, so the swimming, the normal freestyle swimming, you have the Swiss freestyle, backstroke, breaststroke.
And these are races or?
Yes, they're all races.
From which point to which point?
Normally on the outer part of the pier, the end of the pier, and you swim coming to where the hand pole is. Where the pole is over the water, that's normally the finish line there. In terms of distance, like meters and so on, I don't know the exact amount to say, 50 meters or whatever, but it's from the edge of the pier inwards to the hand pole. Once you pass under the pole, that's basically the finish line there. So all the different swimming races, the freestyle, backstroke, breaststroke, and the underwater dive, distant dive, who could dive the farthest underwater. But apart from the underwater dive, we also got a contribution from Nigel Mack. He said in honor of Seaborn from Newton and himself, he want to introduce a diving event as well. You know, the Alcolado bottle. There's a very small hole at the top, and he wants to donate 100 for the first and 50 for the second. Who could fill that bottle, that Alcolado bottle first?
With what?
Water. You go underwater and you hold a bottle underwater until you full.
Wow, first time I'm hearing that.
Yeah.
I know how challenging it is when you're home and you're trying to do something like that in the sink, a fully sink of water or whatever.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. It's a challenge. But if you could do distant dive, because some of the distance those guys dive, it's just as if you stay underwater and hold your breath the same spot too. So it's not impossible.
Okay.
It's not impossible.
Interesting.
So Alcolado bottle, who first full it, $100. Second one, $50. We're not sure. We're not working out yet in terms of if you come up and ain't full, if you'll be allowed to go back on there again, or you got to do it in one try. And once you come up, you finish and wait to see who would reach the closest.
Who will provide the Alcolado bottle?
Well, Mr. Mack brought up the idea, so he said he have about 5 bottles, so we'll have about 5 people doing that.
Oh, so it's a 1 out of 5 thing. Suppose you have 10 people showing interest. Would you have 2 rounds and then the top 2 and 3 or whatever go to the finals or whatever?
No, but it's just one round. It's just 100 for the first person, 50 for the second. So even if 20 people go down, whoever come up first and second gets the money.
Okay.
Yeah, but we don't think we're going to reach that amount of people. So you want to keep it limited.
Yeah, a little more control.
Yeah, and don't want to try to, you won't have to monitor too much people at the same
That's
time.
Interesting. Seaborn, I know Elimat always referred to him in almost all of his calypsos. I don't know if he used to write with Elimat, direct him in terms of stage or whatever. But I also heard that I think he was a strong swimmer, a strong diver, or something to that effect.
Well, it is said that everybody from Newton and McNair, they go up in front of this water, so they're basically like sharks. Yeah.
But I also heard that people from Sandy Point, swimmers from Sandy Point, used to come Basti and give them a little cut behind and then head back down to SP.
I never heard about that one there.
No, I did hear about it. I can't tell you how many it is. And I'm in a Sandy Point chat, and it has been mentioned once or twice. So I'll probably ask about that again and get some confirmation. I know there was a gentleman in Sandy Point. As a small boy, I was amazed with him because he'll swim basically from down Fig Tree to all the way up round Brimstone Hill and swim back. In miles, I'll probably put that about maybe 6 miles. And I'm not talking very close to the shore. A little way out, and he was just rhythmic. He wasn't hustling, he just took his time. He passed Vincent Warner, they used to call him V, and he taught business subjects at Sandy Point High for decades, and then he went into law. He became a lawyer. He went off to university again to study, and this time he studied law, and he passed a few years ago. But that guy could have swim, man.
Let's put it this way, since that's ancient history, you say Sandy Point used to come up and cut this and cut that, so that's an open challenge. We now have the event there, so maybe some Sandy Pointers now want to come up and jump in the bowling and show that Mr. Mills here is talking truth. We don't want to talk about ancient history. Let's talk about it now.
I like that.
So it's open to anybody. They normally have different age groups for the swimming and the diving and so on. We have age groups, and there were some females, but over the years the female has been kind of dropping off a bit. But one of the females, Lisa, she used to win every year. Basically, she is a part of the committee now as well. We have 2 females, Lisa and Lourdes, so they're going to be assisting us. They're basically down there every year assisting with judging and different stuff like that. She has now retired from the swimming part, so she will now be assisting us as well. So all the different swimming. We want to, as you talk about the guys swimming for, we want to bring back the long distance swim. We're going to deal with it across the shore, basically, not out in. Instead, we're going to swim from somewhere across the shore. We just might make it a little more challenging. Instead of just go down and the boat take them down and the swim come up, we might shorten the distance, but do it the 2 ways. So you swim, go down, you turn around a buoy and you come back. So you have one with the current and one against the current to make it a little more challenging. Because if the current is going down, then you just have to come against the current all the time. It's a bit challenging. So You have one where you could pick up.
I like that.
You pick up a little pace and you get a little edge going down with the count, but you got to be strong enough now to turn around and come against the count.
I like that.
Yeah, so make it a little more challenging for them instead of just everybody there just waiting to see when they get close. When they start to get close, people cheering and things. So you start cheering from early, and the distance will be short. Of course, it's a long distance, but it wouldn't be as far as when they only go in one way. We'll shorten it a bit. So we have that coming back with that. We have the kayaks. We're supposed to get back the kayaks as well. It's just for me now to go to the Coast Guard and check the kayaks, make sure they're in workable condition. But we spoke already, and that is something we want to bring back as well. We want to do that as a team race also. 3 would start, 3 down at the other end, and they basically go down, they go down, and then the other set down, they would go come back up now to the pier.
Really sort of system.
Yeah, they would come, instead of leaving the show, and normally when they did it, when I used to take part in it and win it every year, not to say too much, but I won it every year for like 5 years.
Okay.
So they would go out, go around a buoy, go down, around another buoy, and then come back where you started. But instead of that, and as I get it drawn up, we just have a wheelie basically. You go down and your partner come up, and you would end up by the pier. A little before the pier, because we don't want you running into the pier with the kayak. So a little distance from the pier, that would be the finish line to the side of the kayak. That one would probably just be open. It wouldn't be difference in age, because we don't want to put the younger ones in the kayak too much. We don't want to have too much, got to monitor too much of people from a safety point of view. So we would just leave it open to the adults basically. And we'll go from there. So that is another event. We want to have some, hopefully, tug of war. We want to do some tug of war on the sand. Like I said, we want to bring some more events on the land. It's aquatic sports, yes, but you want to could have so much aquatic sports, and we want to do things to last the whole day. So we want to have some tug of war and the hula hoop that was introduced some years ago. It kind of fell off, but we want to bring it back. The hula hoop as well for the young at heart, the young ladies, and we have some young guys as well. We'll go that hula hoop. So that again will be open. Once you think you could hula hoop, you come and you grab the hula hoop and you do your thing. We want to have some weightlifting event as well. And there's one event in particular that we want people to start to practice. If you think you could, 100 push-ups, 100 dips in 5 minutes. That's a lot of time.
100 in 5 minutes?
Yeah, 100 push-ups, 100 dips, and there's a price of $250 on the line for anybody who could do that. It's not impossible. It can be done, and hopefully I could get the guy who introduced it to come and do it, Altos, if his shoulder is able, because he was nursing a little injury. So once he's able, he's going to come and show the audience that it is something that could be done. We're not foxing anybody, just trying to make people do things and nobody win the prize. Because if nobody win the prize, we probably might drop the numbers and the time just so that somebody win the money. Because any prizes or monetary donations we get, we're going to give them away.
Okay.
There's nothing for us to take back. We're not taking back anything. We're going to find some kind of event or some way
to give it back.
Yeah, we're supposed to just take up the table by the time we done a movie. The table, no gift, wondering what to do with it, and nobody holding back none. We just a committee, we want to give away all the gifts per se. So we're just waiting on the sponsors to come with that. And we have there's another interesting weightlifting event that we want to do. That's for the more stronger guys. We might have a push-up, a bench press competition, but I introduced a vehicle pull some years ago when I had my powerlifting. I do powerlifting events as well, similar to the World's Strongest Man. One of the events that really catch the crowd is the vehicle pull, where they would have a vehicle in a park position and a chain or a strong rope would be tied to the back of a harness. We put on a harness on the contestant, and at the back we hook it onto the harness, and there's a long rope straight down ahead that is attached to something stationary. So they basically use leverage, they hold onto the rope and pull their body, and in turn, when they pull, they would start to move the vehicle. So once they pick up the momentum, then the vehicle start to roll with them. But the whole idea is momentum. You can't stop. Once you get that vehicle moving, you just keep on going. And we did it already. Like I said, I had these powerlifting events in 2019 and onwards, and those guys did it. So it's not impossible either. They did it, and we want to introduce that as well for the more stronger guys who want to have something. And I have already 2 guys who willing to come and show their strength. if you think you could do it, it's open.
Why not? The left side.
And again, we're not asking anybody to register or to pay for these events. You just come and you show your interest, and you could go and do the events. We're not asking for any money. The boxing is another thing we hoping to have, but it's kind of iffy because the guy Natural who normally deals with it, he just recently told me that he might be in. And well, he have some guys training. They would be in Antigua. He's not sure yet if he's gonna be there. But the guys he's training, who he would have been using to do the boxing Monday, they're gonna be in Antigua. I don't know if this is something new. They just started it, but they're having it on the weekend. I guess most people use that weekend because it's a 2 holiday weekend. It's a long weekend. So I don't know if Antigua just started it or they had it before, but we just never sent anybody. But he told me that the guys he would have been using, they should be, once all goes well, they should be in Antigua. So we're hoping that they would get through to go and they would do well. We're not saying that we don't want to go because we want them here to swim here, but we're going to hope that they get through, all goes well, and they go to Antigua and represent St. Kitts well and actually bring back some trophy or prizes back to St. Kitts to do us proud. So the boxing kind of on the iffy side right now because we don't want to just bring a ring and tell people just jump in the ring and duke it out. No, because we want to do it safe and we want to put people who actually know about boxing to do their thing, and they would spar competitively, not just in the a little afraid to touch and it's just boring. They would be sparring competitively once all goes well with that. We're still hoping that it would come true. If there's anybody over I know they had some competitions in Nevis some time ago, so if they have people in Nevis who do professional boxing and they want to come down and be a part of it, they could reach out to myself, woman, at 665-1778. That's a woman, 665-1778. And then we have Michael Blake. His number is 669-0984. That's Michael Blake, 669-0984. And Elvis Pepe Isaac, everybody knows Pepe. He's always around town. 669-5132. 669-5132. That's Elvis Pepe Isaac. You always see him walking around anywhere sports be. Pepe is right there. So you contact any one of us if you want to make a suggestion, make a contribution in terms of sponsorship, whether it be monetary or some sort of prize, because we're reaching out to the sponsors right now just off the top of our head. We don't know all the sponsors because we did not get that information prior to trying to take it or to move it forward. And we're still trying to get to them, but time is of the essence, so we already reached out to who we think might be most of who normally come on board every year, because we have a pretty good idea. We see it every year. So we reached out to most of them. Some already responded. Some we're still waiting to hear from them positively. But we're on the way. We have a good start, and we're on the way. Everything is looking positive. People showing interest. A couple of the guys, my friends who have business, I personally spoke to them, and they're willing to come on board and make contributions. So we just want to make sure we get enough gifts and prizes and monetary donations to put towards the event. You want to be successful in terms of when people compete, you want to reward them.
Indeed.
You don't want to say, oh, well, they didn't pay anything to enter, so if they didn't get it. No, we want to reward people. That has been the trend every year. You come and you take part in the swimming, diving, whatever you feel a strong point is, and you win. We want to reward you with a trophy, monetary, or prizes, anything at all. We want to keep up that same trend and keep this event going forward. We don't want it to die out at all. This is a tradition. I think it's tradition. People sometimes come from overseas around this time, specifically. And on the show Saturday, man, told me this guy in New York or so many states, he already planned his day to be here. He wants to be here for that because he grew up seeing it as well. And he didn't know that it's still continuing. So now that he knows, he already plans to be here around that time.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I hope he would identify himself once all goes well and we get it organized properly and he comes. I wish he would identify himself so we could know who he is exactly. But everything is on the up and up. Basically, if you want to become a sponsor, any amount or anything is accepted. There is no platinum sponsor and gold sponsor and all that. It's just a sponsor. If you want to be a sponsor or a donor, you want to donate anything at all, if you provide service and you want to give a voucher for your service, a free service towards one of the winners, anything is accepted, whatever you want to do. We could never have too much prizes because it's a lot of events, a lot of swimming, a lot of aquatic events we normally have down there. So we want to make sure we cover everything. And then once that is done and any gift remain there, we do over. If you have to do over events or give an extra prize, if you have first 3, you want to do first 4, just to make sure that all the prizes go. So it's better if we have more than enough. But everything will be given out. Nothing will be taken back.
That's wonderful. I like the idea, and especially after all these years. A question, you mentioned, Earl Clark, the late Earl Clark, may soul rest in peace. I think he worked extremely closely with Zach over the years.
Yes.
Any consideration can be given even at this stage to perhaps incorporate his name into the naming of the event? Basil Henderson, Nesbitt, Clark event, etc. At this stage.
He also played a crucial role in the prolonging of the event, keeping the event going as well. But we made up actually have a logo and with those names on it and everything, and to go back to the drawing board to add another name again. But there are so much people who made significant contributions, and if you gotta put all of them on it, then we will never finish.
I understand that, but somehow that
we will find some way, whether it is to get something to one of his family members in his honor, in his absence. As I said, may he rest in peace for all of the years he put in as well. Even if he had whether a plaque or something to honor him for his service, and if someone of his family members would be there, so we can present it to them in his honor, in his absence, because he did play a crucial part.
Yes.
He helped start the race. Even when he lost one of his legs and he was bound to his chair, he still made sure every year he was down there helping to start the races and everything. And we all know the old Clark there.
Yeah, never said that. Never said give up. Now maybe even name a few events after him. Swimming, diving, whatever.
We have a little time is of this, but we'll find some way to incorporate him. To recognize him.
I understand that.
Yeah, and thanks to all the long-standing members, because Pepe himself, he religiously, he's there every year. Pepe, Raleigh, Bonnie, all those guys help with the starting of the races. And there's this guy, I think he's from Sport Street, I don't remember his name, but every year he acts as the local lifeguard. He just comes with his tube, as we call them, the lifeguard thing, and he basically roams the water. He stays in there almost like all day while events going on. Even though we have the Coast Guard, he's always in the water with his tube there, so anything happens to anybody, he's there to help them even before the Coast Guard does anything. I don't quite remember his name, but I think he's from up Spot Street, and he's there religiously every year as well. And Chris, we cannot forget Chris Roberts, Malice, not Short Pants, the other one.
Okay.
He's there religiously every year as well, greasing the pole. He's the one who does the greasing of both of the poles. He does the greasing of them, and he does it. He enjoys doing it, basically. He's there every year. He takes pleasure in greasing. You don't have to go and look for him and ask him if he wants to do it this year. He's always there, and he already gave his commitment. As long as you want him to come and help do anything, he's there. So he's another person, basically, every year he gives his commitment. He gives his all, and apart from greasing the pole, he helps out in any way he could possibly. Anything else there to do, he just comes and do it. So everybody who played a part over the years and who will continue playing part, we just want to say a special thanks to them. And it's going to take all of us to help keep this event going. We cannot do it by ourselves. No one person can do it. Zach has been doing it for a couple of years, and is now at a point where he is not able to continue in a strong way, per se, if you want to put it lightly. So we want to continue it, but we don't want it to die out. It's a traditional that we don't want to fall apart at all. So thanking him for all his years of service, hoping that he would accept the invitation. We'll try to reach out to him again before the actual day of the event. We're not sure how positive it's going to be, because he got a little sharp out there, so and we don't want him to feel like we're throwing him aside. We're trying to talk to him as calmly as possible and to let him know we want to recognize you for what you did, and we'll continue to do, because any advice he gives will be welcome as well. Any advice or suggestion, we're not just putting him on the side. So we're hoping that he would calm down and accept our invitation and come and help in any way that he could just enjoy, not help to do anything, but just sit back and relax and enjoy, to say that you help to continue this event. And now it is going further still, so you could just sit back and laugh and remember the days when certain things used to happen, things that you used to do, and to see that another set of people come now and only want the best for the same event that you was like your child, you nurtured it for so much years, so now somebody come now and want to continue nurturing that child now, even as an adult, because the event basically is that adulthood has been there for so many years. So we just want its continuity right now. We're not starting the event, it's just a matter of rolling over and continuing the event. That's our main purpose here right now. None of us on the committee getting anything out of it. No kind of monetary.
So it's a voluntary.
It's voluntary, all voluntary. Anything given to us will be passed on to the participants. We're not taking anything for ourselves. We're not asking anything for any pay. It's a lot of work, but we're not saying we want pay because it's a lot of work. We're doing
I
it.
like that.
We just want to do it for the love of doing it and continuing it. Strictly for that. We're not getting in. We're not looking any praise, anything. We just want to continue the event.
I really like that. And before you slip away, again, the contact numbers for anybody who want to assist, anybody who want to donate, anybody who want to sponsor, and anybody, I say anybody, but any entity. Because we always, the corporate community, we have to rely on them for the success of these events. And I too join in thanking all of them, all the sponsors, for coming on board, because it is necessary, and people may stand off and look at it, and I don't believe it's any light undertaking. It's an all-day affair, so it takes a lot to organize, a lot to plan, a lot to organize, a lot to manage. And when does it start, and when do you end generally?
9 o'clock. It normally begins at 9 o'clock on Easter Monday, which is the 6th of April this year, at 9 in the morning, so that we can get the swimming and those other races going before the sun gets too hot. And somewhere later during the day, it kind of cools down, slows down a bit, because the ham and the vertical pole, they take a little time to do, so it kind of calms down a bit, and there's not much going on, but we don't want it to get drawn out and boring, so we're going to try to get through that as swiftly as possible. That's why we're now saying they don't have to pay, so you could just come and one after the other just take your chances and let's get it over with quick and move on to other things. That's the 6th of April, down at the ferry terminal, right down at the bayfront there by the market area, on the sand, in the seawater. That's where the whole event will be. Some events would reach over into the terminal itself in terms of the vehicle pulling, and if we get the boxing organized, it will be right in there. Most of the events, we'll have a platform or stage per se, a raised platform, so that people can see what's going on without having to squeeze and peep over people's shoulder. Because normally, once an event starts, the whole audience comes, and if you're short, you might not do too well down there. Dog eat your supper. So we'll have a raised stage, so you can see even from a distance if you don't want to get too close. We plan to have a raised stage. So we have Michael Blake, 669-0984. That's Michael Blake, 669-0984. That's his contact if you want to contact him, whether for any form of donations or any suggestion. That's Michael Blake. Then we have Elvis Pepe Isaac, 669-5132. That's Pepe, 669-5132 as well. You can contact him for anything at all. And myself, Romain, 665-1778. That's Romain, 665-1778. I'm always up and about, always about either fixing tire or doing something. So once you see that great pickup driving around, I'm going to fix your flat on it, you know that's Romain there. You can identify me by my truck. Anyway you see me, you can just shout me if you want to stop and have a conversation, if you want some more information. It's only so much information we can get out on the radio with limited time. So if you want to call me and have a personal chat, or any one of the guys have a personal conversation to whether make a donation or suggest certain things or other events that we might not remember that used to happen back in the days, and you want to bring them back, we can have a conversation about it. All ideas and views are welcomed and will be looked at. We're not trying to do it ourselves and play conceited. We just want to get it going per se and keep it going. It's already on the way, so we just want to keep it going now. And just have a good time. It's a family event. It's a family day, a holiday. You don't have to worry about work unless you're working in the hotel. So you come down and enjoy a nice day. Even if you go to Sandy Point for the Juve right after, we'll be there still. We're going to be there all day. We normally have a DJ on the pier. We're going to already have a sound system organized to have on the sand as well for those events that will be there on the sand. We're just working on getting a DJ for the understand, because we already have the guy who normally plays, that's DJ Metal. Miguel, he normally plays on the pier. So we're just working on the one for on the sand, so we don't have to be shouting and you can't hear what's going on in there. So you have somebody separate. And then we'll also have Elston, that's the hype man. Mr. Elston, the guy who does the soca aerobics and all them things up and down. Yeah, he will be the one on the mic, will be hosting per se and boosting all the events and encouraging it. And you know, once Elston on the mic, even if you don't feel like doing something, just the way he get on and he hype you up. If you try, even if you come down there, the man might just make you go across the pole.
Well, I needed to mention, I'm thinking about taking a shot at the 100 push-ups in what, 5 minutes?
5 minutes, 100 push-ups, 100 dips.
I don't work it out, 100 push-ups in 5 minutes. 5 into 100, that's what, 20?
That's 100 push-ups and 100 dips, eh?
That's
dips and push-ups.
So it's 100 dips and 100 push-ups?
Yeah,
why you want, probably should look for you.
It's not impossible, I tell you. The guy who told me about it, he did it.
Wait, hold on. What is the dip and what is the push-ups?
Okay, the dip, it's a bar. It has 2 uprights and then 2 other bars coming off. So you basically hold on like this and you dip, you push up your body and you go down, you're dipping down. So you got to use your hand strength to just pull your body up. So you got, by the time you dip, you're going to end up like this, crouched over, and then you're going to push on the bar now to push yourself up.
I was saying when I'm going to start my training program tonight when I reach home, because I don't calculate, 100 push-ups in 5 minutes, that's 20 push-ups in a minute. That's 3 seconds for me to do a push-up 3 times 20.
But you don't want it to be too easy.
Why?
Challenging. It's challenging.
Why?
It's challenging, but not impossible. Like
for me that I go train twice a day now.
It's not impossible. It could be done. I saw it done myself because the guy Altus, like I said, Altus told me about it, and I saw him do it. Actually, help him to get a dip bar organized, but we have a ready-made dip bar there. So, and we might just throw in some pull-ups. If you can't do the dips, the pull-ups, you hold the bar up top and you pull up your body weights. So we just might put some, but we don't want to make it too easy because the gym rats, we don't want the gym rats to come out and just win all the prizes. We want to make it competitive, and so the normal man, the average Joe who don't go to gym, he can just come out and try something. You never know, you might feel like yaming, but you just might get a prize just for trying.
Yeah, I like that.
Just for trying, because we want to encourage people, and fitness is something we want to encourage people to get into. We had one of our events, we had at the Port Zante, we had the Prime Minister came and he did some bench press actually.
Wow.
Those guys put on 45 kilos weights, and he did like 10, and come on man, you're going easy because I'm the Prime Minister, put on weights. The guy boasting and added on weights, so then guys add on some more weights, and then he started going. He did about 6 or 8 for the next set, and the crowd boasting him and they counting 1, 2, and it was a real spectacle. I mean, where else you go in the world and you see a Prime Minister pushing weights among the people.
That's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, so I want to thank the Honorable Dr. Terence Joe for taking part there. And if he's not too busy, some Monday, hopefully he could come down and do something else again. Maybe he could pull the vehicle.
Now, who knows? Maybe the Minister of Sports might be able to challenge him as well, or the Director of Sports.
We threw out a challenge one time, but the one minister showed up, but the other one kind of bumped out. So we don't know, but it's a challenge. If the ministers feel like they could show up on another, come on down, we'll find some kind of event to put them in and to show the audience, well, we down to earth like everybody else. We with everybody. We're not just into politics and just up there. We can be down to earth with everybody. So it's an open event, family event, open day. Come and enjoy yourself. You can make it in the morning, you come in the afternoon. You must find something to do or something to enjoy, something you look at to gather your interest, and you will feel good that you actually came out and supported this event. Even to support the vendors. Even if you don't do anything, there'll be vendors around. You can patronize the vendors and help them in their little small business to make something for the day. Don't let them come down there and carry back home food because people ain't show up or people don't buy their stuff. So it's going to be a day to remember. This will be the first time, once all goes well, this new committee in place will be hosting this event. So we just want to kick it off to a good start, and it can only get bigger and better from here. This is a trial stage for us right now. So we're not going to be perfect. We're not going to get everything right. But just give us a chance to prove to you that we're on board with this event and we want to keep it going for our younger generation to take over afterwards. That's our main goal right now.
Romain, I like the idea. I like the fact that a few people, yourself and others, have come on board and really revive this, because it has been a tradition, something going on for 3, 4, 5 decades, however long. So congratulations to you and your team, and best wishes to all of you. And of course, we hope that, well, we don't have to say about the fun element. It will be all fun all day. But we hope that there isn't any injury and everyone remain healthy even after it. And you cannot be too cautious, of course, when it comes to the good health. So congratulations to your team again, and the best wishes.
And in that aspect, about the safety part, yes, we already contacted the police and they already responded. We'll have some police down there to help crowd control. We already got onto the ambulance or the Red Cross. We'll have some trained professionals, and we already go to the Coast Guard as well to have people in the water, because we want it to be a safe, fun day for everybody. We don't want to have any incidents at all. We want to come out, have fun, and be safe, and everybody go back to their respective homes or wherever they choose to go to. Afterwards, knowing you had a fun day and you left feeling well that you attended this event and you're going back home safely. So we already putting everything in place, dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's to make sure we have a safe day.
Wonderful. So congratulations again, and the best wishes to you, Romain.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. And who knows, I might just drop down and do a little interview on the spot. Or, like I say, well, I'm going to order my costume, my suit, to take my uniform to take part in the 100 dips of push-up. And I hope it gets here before Easter Monday.
But let's put it this way. Let me challenge you. Let me force you to come there, because pick an event that you think you're good at and you train for it. And then you come down and you do an exhibition to show the people. Don't just bang him out on the video. Try to like do things. And we will organize a special prize for you. But you have to show up and do it on the day.
Okay, well.
I personally will organize a special prize for you on that day. So any event you think you're good at, any sport concerning that, you let me know. And you do your own personal training. And on that day, we get you down there and we make sure you train good, because you know a lot of cameras around the place.
Yes,
every phone is a camera.
I got to do that.
That is my personal challenge to you. Pick something you're good at, train for it. Even if it's only 2 you give me, at least you participate, and
Definitely.
I will make sure I have a participation gift for you.
I appreciate that. So I got to go on and start doing some training around my bed tonight when I get home, God's fear.
Anything you want to do.
All right. You're listening to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. We've had with us in the studio, live and lively, Mr. Romain Belgrove, one of the organizers, perhaps the lead organizer, for reviving the Easter Monday aquatic activities down at the ferry terminal, and that's going to be on August Monday, the 6th of...
Not August Monday.
Sorry, forgive me. Easter Monday,
6th
of April, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning and going on until the last man leaves, whenever. So make sure you go on out and you support the event, and of course, you can give him a call in case you want to make a contribution. Stick and stay. Don't go away. We'll be back in a slight break, and then we're going to go into our wrap-up phases a few minutes, and that'll be a few minutes. But we have to touch some football before we go. But stick and stay. We are going to a break. Thank you for watching.
Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune into On the Ball, a weekly tour show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball. Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune into On the Ball, a weekly tour show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of and of course your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball.
Welcome back on the ball here at WINN FM 98.9. We're going through our closing fifth, so to speak. And before we go, we have to touch the FA Cup, the Knockout Cup. Rams Village Superstars, they are the defending champions. They defeated SL Horsford St. Paul's. I think it was 2-0 last season. And the FA Cup is going to kick off on March the 23rd. And when is March the 23rd? I like to see fixtures with the day on it, you know. I don't like to see just the March the 23rd. That's just me. I like to see the 23rd March or Monday, March 23rd. So Monday, we're going to be having two matches, and these games are going to be playing at Sadler's at 6 p.m. Mantab versus Connery Fireballs International. These are the preliminary rounds, eh? And then CIBC Village Galaxy versus 607 Construction Lodge Patriots. And then on Tuesday, March 24th, we're going to have in Mother Beckett's Fast Cash Sadlers United versus Rivers FC. And Elko Limited Security Forces at 8 p.m. versus KFC Trinity Challengers United. These two matches are at the Gardens. So Monday the 23rd, the two FA Cup matches, Mantab, Connery, and Village versus Lodge. They're going to be in Sadlers. And on Tuesday, Sadlers versus Rivers, Security Forces versus KFC Trinity Challengers. They are going to be at the Gardens. And then on the 27th, when is the 27th? The 27th is Friday 27th. This is the round of 16 now. Bath, Tropical Blossoms, Hot Springs Bath United, 6 p.m. at the Gardens versus Trevor Fritz and Associates Molyneux Pitbulls. And then Rams Village Superstars, the defending champions versus the winner of match 1. So Rams Village Superstars, they're going to play the winner of Mantab versus Connery. And it continues down. We'll give you more next week, God's peers. So you have the round of 16, the quarterfinals. The dates will be determined subsequently, same as the semifinals and as the finals. Before we go, let us look quickly at the Division 1. 14 rounds of matches gone, and hey, I'm not going to go through all of that. There isn't any promotion. They've played 14 rounds of matches, and after the 14, well, let's start with Mantab. Sadlers in 7th and 19 points. They have 4 more matches to get 4 threes at 12. They could reach 31. Spurs, they are in 2nd and 31 points. So Sadlers got to win all of their matches and hope that everybody in front of them lose all the matches for them to get a chance. So I don't think Sadlers got any chance whatsoever of being in the top 2 to get promotion. Mantab in 6th and 21. Molyneux in 5th and 21. So the 10 points they could reach, how far they could reach. They have 4 more matches, 4 threes at 12. They could reach 33 points, the same as Lodge. So for Mantab or Molyneux to get promotion, Lodge, Spurs, Village Galaxy, Trinity Challengers, all of them got to lose all of the rest matches. That ain't going to happen. Not in this lifetime at least. So therefore, I don't believe they have a praying going up. KFC Trinity Challengers United in 4th and 25 points. Yes, they have a point they could reach. They have 4 more matches. They could reach 37 points. So they got to win all the matches. A lot of politics, a lot of drama. They have to win all the matches handsomely and hope those 3 teams in front of them lose miserably for them to stand to go up. 2 points ahead of them, Village Galaxy, CIBC Village Galaxy in 3rd and 27 points. And same thing. They have a good chance, though. Spurs, Skelly Garden Hotspurs in 2nd and 31 points. They have 4 matches. They could reach 43. And 607 Construction, Lodge Patriots in Virgin Territory. Never in before, apart from this season, Lodge been up in the top here at number 1. And they're holding on and they're really fighting because they really want to get up. One of 3 teams not to be in the Premiership before, Lodge, Molyneux, and the Connery Fireballs, the other 2. But it really looked like Molyneux, like 607 Lodge Construction going up. They've brought in some of the key players. Vince Roy Nelson is one. And if he goes up, Lodge, he would have played with 3 different teams in the Premiership. He would have played, he would have played with St. Paul's. I think he played with St. Paul's for a while. He would have played with Keon, and now to play in the Premiership with Lodge. I have to check to see if that's a record. I don't know if the FA would have the records of those things, but that is some serious politics here. I think the race for, and let's say the race for the 2 spots, 4 teams. Lodge in the lead on 33, Spurs second on 31, Village, Galaxy third on 27, Trinity Challengers on 25. If we look quickly at who they have starting with Lodge. Lodge have Molyneux to play. Whoa, that's going to be interesting. They have KFC Trinity Challengers to play. Whoa, that's going to be interesting as well. And they have Fireballs to play. Which chances are they might count those 2 points? And then they have Rivers to play. So Lodge might believe they're safe to at least be in the top 2. So they could reach 40 points. They're going to be thinking with those 2 matches. Spurs now. Spurs, where are you? Skellig Spurs, they have Village Galaxy to play. Whoa, that's a troublesome match. And we come along Spurs, they have Saddles to play. Relatively troublesome match. And again, Spurs, the next round, they have Mantap to play. Why? Seriously troublesome? No. That's the wrong thing, Biff. Spurs got KFC Trinity Challengers to play. Why? That's interesting. And who else Spurs got to play? Spurs got to play Elko Limited Security Forces. No doubt they're going to count those 3 points. Village Galaxy. Let's look at you and the 4 matches you have remaining. Village Galaxy, where you have Spurs to play. Ouch! That's going to be a toughie. And then Village Galaxy Security Forces, I believe they don't count them 3 points. And Spurs, KFC Trinity Challengers, whoa, that's a tough match. And then come down Spurs, Elko Limited Security. No, who are we dealing with? We're dealing with Spurs. So let me start again. Spurs, they have Village Galaxy to play. Then Spurs, the next game is Saddlers to play. And then Spurs, they have KFC Trinity Challengers to play. And Spurs, they have Elko Limited Security Forces. Of the 4 games, I know Spurs don't count 3. That's Security Forces. And then, is it Spurs are dealing with our Village Galaxy? I think it was Village Galaxy. Why before you don't wake up and... Okay, Village Galaxy. They got Spurs to play. And then who else? Village Galaxy. They have Elko Limited. They're going to count them 2 points. And they have Rivers to play. They're going to count... That's Village Galaxy. They have Rivers to play. They're going to count them 2 points. And then they have Mother Beckety Saddlers to play. I don't know how that game was going. And then that's Village Galaxy. Now, Trinity... Why Trinity got rough road, I think a lot of games they lose, they should have win. Trinity, they got Mantap to play. That game could go anywhere. And then Trinity, they got Lodge to play the leaders. All I could say is, And then they have Spurs to play. Another set of, Why Trinity Challengers, things ain't looking so good for you, And Trinity Challengers, they have Connery to play. So chances are they're going to count them 3 points from Connery. Why? They got some toughies, some tough games. And some teams got their destiny in their own hands. Some teams don't have their destiny in their own hands. They have to win all the games and depend on other teams losing all the games and losing miserably. So anyway, and I wanted to mention one quick thing in the double wicket competition that the Cricket Association had. And where are we? The teams we had participating, we had 7 Raiders. Those are 215 players. Young Boys 2, Sandy Point 3, Young Guns 4, Molly, who else we had? Young Guns 4, Molyneux, Nature Boys. That's another set of young cricketers on the 17, I think it was. And that's 5. And then Keon Molyneux had 2 teams. And where are we? In the semifinals, Nature Boys made 24 from 4 overs. Molineux A made 25. Molineux A winning. In semifinal 2, Young Guns made 61 in 4 overs. Molineux B, they only made 26. I really expected Molineux A and B to be in the semifinals from umpiring the Saturday and how the teams were going. But anyway, in the final, Young Guns made 37 from their 4 overs. Molineux A, they won by 4. They made 38 in their 4 overs. So Molineux A successfully chased down the target and the distribution. The president and vice president of the St. Kitts Cricket Association were present for the official prize presentation ceremony. First place, Molineux A. That's Larry Oden and Jail Clark. I think that was the best team on display. 2 tickets to St. Kitts Music Festival. Second place, Young Guns, Alvin Cyril and Kunal Tilokani. 2 gift packages from BT Duty Free. Third place, Molineux B. No, that's Francis, Caden Francis and DeAndre Dew. 2 vouchers from Sweet Cane. Fourth place, Nature Boys. 2 vouchers from Digicel, Sherwin White and Burke. That was a Dominica, Nature Isle, Dominica team. 5th place, Young Boys, 2 vouchers from Father G. 6th place, 6-7 Raiders, 2 gift vouchers from Father G. And they're going to collect that at Walk Nation. And 7th place, Sandy Point. Sandy Point is 7th. 2 gift vouchers from Pangia, Shane Jeffers and Dylan Dixon. Community support. The organizers express sincere gratitude to all sponsors and partners whose support made this tournament possible, including St. Kitts Cricket Association, Ministry of Sports and ground staff, St. Kitts Music Festival, Digicel St. Kitts, Father G, Sweet Cane, Walk Nation, Pangaea, BT Duty Free, the newly formed Umpires Association, that is the St. Kitts Cricket Umpires Association, SCUSA, Wet Dot, the scorers, the catering staff in Idella, or that's Della and Natasha, SKCA Cricket Operations staff. Their participation helped create an exciting cricket event that brought together players, supporters, and the wider community in celebrating of the sport. Look forward to our next big event, which is the West Indies ladies versus Australia ladies on the 27th, 29th, and of March, and the 2nd of April in Warner Park. That's 350 over matches. Directly after, we'll start the Big 6 from the 4th to the 15th of April 2026. All St. Kitts national and under 19 players will be featured. St. Kitts Today Red Ball Cricket will start the 18th, 19th of April. So congratulations to the St. Kitts Cricket Association and having this. And finally, it slipped me to mention it. If you're celebrating birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you celebrated between last week, Wednesday, and yesterday, happy belated. If you're celebrating tomorrow, from tomorrow to next week, Monday, happy birthday in advance. If you received anything, congratulations, promotion, and your bicycle, and your hairdo, and your clothes, I don't know, and your dog, and promotion in your job, or if you put a job, congratulations. Wedding anniversaries, happy anniversary. If you celebrated last week between Wednesday and yesterday, happy belated. If you're celebrating between tomorrow and next week, Monday, happy anniversary in advance. And those persons who are going through a period of bereavement, and we know Carl is live, but he was laid to rest, the police officer. He has been down the ferry terminal. He was one of the bodyguards for the former Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas. I forgot his name. He was laid to rest last week, I think it was. And a young lady in Sandy Point, Mrs. Colleen Felto, her husband, they call him Scamp Felto. She has a travel service, a travel agent business. And I mention her because she's the one she books the tickets for me personally, as well as the St. Kitts and Nevis Table Tennis Association. So condolences to you, Colleen, and your family, and the family of the deceased, and the community, and the passing of your husband, who was laid to rest on Thursday. I think, so condolences to him. We know the late Carl died, but he was laid to rest. And no one else is coming to mind. But anyway, condolences to you. You have been listening to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. I thank you very much for tuning in and joining us. And we thank our guest, Mr. Romain Belgrove of the organizing committee for the event down on Easter Monday, the aquatic sports, Easter Monday aquatic sports. Congratulations and the best wishes. Hey, as I leave, I have to encourage you. Be patient when you're driving, or else you may very well be a patient. And if you're drinking, don't drive. If you're driving, don't drink. If you believe you have to drink, get a designated driver who isn't driving. You have to drive to arrive alive. And drive is spelled D-R-I-V-E. Please don't take die out of drive. Let die stay in there, so don't get in no accident and cause no death or be killed yourself. Because you remember, when you're driving, if you don't be aware, the life you save or the life you take may very well be yours and or your loved one or loved one. Thank you for listening, and always be positive in your thoughts, in your words, and your actions. Have a good night. See you next week, Tuesday, God's Spear.
Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune into On the Ball, a weekly tour show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube.